Good evening. I want to call to order this meeting of the Town of Wendell Board of Commissioners. I welcome you all here. We're happy to have all of you with us tonight. We're going to be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Police Chief John Slaughter.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For our invocation tonight from the Wendell Council of Churches, we're going to hear from Deacon James Parham from Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, who also was a Town of Wendell commissioner at one time.
Yes.
We're happy to have you back.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mayor. The Honorable Mayor and Commissioners and citizens of Wendell, it's an honor for me to present to you the invocation for today. And as Mayor said, I did work for Wendell, the public in Wendell, for 4 years as Commissioner / Mayor Pro Tem, and I enjoyed every second of it. And I must commend you guys that are sitting here, from the mayor on down to the boards, that you are doing a tremendous job, and I just ask you to continue. And a special thanks to the attention that you've given Pleasant Grove. We really do appreciate it. Let's go to God. Gracious and sovereign God, we thank you for the gift of leadership and for those you have called to serve as commissioners in our town. Today we lift up in prayer, asking for your wisdom, your guidance, and protection over each of them. Grant them discernment to make just and thoughtful decisions. Give them courage to do what is right, even if it's difficult. Fill their hearts with compassion for all people, especially the most vulnerable. Unite them in purpose as they work together for the good of our community. Keep them humble, teachable, and committed to serving with integrity. Lord, may our town be blessed through their leadership. Let peace, prosperity, and unity dwell in our neighborhoods. And may every action taken by our commissioners reflect justice, mercy, and truth. We entrust them to your care. And we ask your blessings for our town now and for always. Amen.
Thank you again for being with us tonight. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? We have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, public comment period. The public may participate in the public comment the night of the meeting by signing up at the podium at the door to the chamber boardroom, or you can email the town clerk by Friday before the board meeting on Monday night, as long as she receives it by 5 p.m. Please include your name and address, and written comments will be read into the minutes for a length of 3 minutes. If you sign up, I don't remember if I said or not, you have 3 minutes to speak, so it's 3 minutes for both. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move into section 4, our recognitions, reports, and presentations. And the first, item 4A, is the Carver Center at Pleasant Grove project update. Look, how very timely
Yep.
it is.
Good evening, Mayor and board members. So you have three presentations tonight on a few different community projects. I'm going to handle the first one, and Jeff Pulaski, our Parks and Rec Director, the jewel of the town, will be handling the next two. So this first one is to give you an update on the Carver Center project at Pleasant Grove. I recently was invited to attend the National Brownfields Conference. We do have a national EPA Brownfields funding that we received a couple years ago. With the mix of funding going into the Carver Center project, the EPA invited us to attend. Our session was accepted, and I got to present in Chicago last week. So I'm going to give you a few of the slides from that, and I can field any questions you have on the project. So where is Pleasant Grove? I just know there's going to be people watching at home, so this is kind of a good education opportunity to let people know where this project is located. It's roughly almost 3/4 of a mile east of downtown from the intersection of Main Street and 3rd. It's where Morphus Bridge and 3rd Street meet in the Pleasant Grove community. And so you can see it highlighted on that map in purple. It's just on the east side of the core of Wendell. Project partners certainly is the town of Wendell with Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, also the Greater Pleasant Grove Development Corporation. The community overall is at the heart of the project. Our consultants that we have on the team is Andre Johnson Architects out of the Raleigh area, Withers Ravenel with a huge presence in Cary. GeoSyntech is also our environmental consultant. So you can see there's a whole team of people working on this project, and I'll go over a little more detail how each of their roles are. But at the center of the project is the community and has been for many years. Some Carver School timeline, just to give you a little history of this site. Back in 1863, this site served as a church and school for the community, well before Wendell was created in 1903. So this community has long existed before the town. You can see over the years there was a Wendell Colored School. Rosenwald School was constructed on the site in 1925. It did burn down. The Carver School that we know it as today was built in the 1940s. 1960s, the Carver School merged with Wake County Public Schools. The church purchased the property in 2007, 2008 timeframe. Community conversations with the town really began in 2018. And so since 2018, the town and Pleasant Grove have worked closely together with the community to identify needs for that building. Redevelopment planning really began 2022, 2023, and we do expect construction to start this fall, and I'll give you a timeline at the end. Just to give you a few examples of what occurred on that site, you can see the old school buildings, Julius Rosenwald, which was really interesting for me to be in Chicago giving this presentation. He was the CEO of Sears, and he invested in a lot of schools in the South. George Washington Carver, who the school is named after, is a famous botanist. And you can see the site there. Those are the buildings today. The one on the very top is the one that will be renovated into the community center. As I mentioned, Pleasant Grove Baptist Church purchased the Carver School in 2007. The newer building that's used for a variety of services was renovated. And due to the lack of funding, the larger building that is now going to be the Carver Center remained unrenovated. Current uses on the property. So you can see in the center is the Carver Center, which will be renovated through this project. The building on the west side of the site currently holds a micro school, after school and summer youth programs. There's a commercial kitchen, food pantry, and community space. And on the right-hand side, you can see the Pleasant Grove Baptist Church is there as well. Funding sources. So total projects, roughly $9.6 million. The town, and I'll go over each of these. So we did receive $1 million from Wake County under their social equity funds for the project. We've used to date roughly $105,000 of brownfield assessment grant through our EPA brownfield funding. We have done an additional $600,000 of town funds for design and engineering. We have designated $6.6 million of town bond funds from our 2023 bond that was approved by the residents. And we received $2 million of HUD appropriation from Congresswoman Deborah Ross. And we are always continually looking for additional funds for the project as well. This was key at the Brownfield Conference. A lot of communities had questioned about the variety of funding. And so that really kind of stood us out compared to a lot of other projects. Current photos of the building. You can see it needs a lot of TLC. It's still very structurally sound, but the renovation is needed. Through the community vision, certainly we get a lot of questions at community events. Oh, I always wondered what was going to happen to that building. And so you can see some of the priorities for the community listed there on the screen. Overall building site plan, half a gymnasium is on the west side. You can see that where number 1 is on the site. In the middle of the building is restroom facilities, multi-purpose room with a stage that can be broken into smaller rooms. And then on the east side is offices for community groups, small business center, a variety of things. So reuse of this building allows multi-purpose uses for a variety of community and town things as we move forward. Some visuals of the design by the architect. And so those spaces are meant to be very bright, welcoming, and multi-purpose. Overall site plan, you can see we're going to be adjusting the parking, but also keeping in mind that site needs to function for the food pantry and other current uses. And so that is the site plan, additional parking with lots of additional landscaping and environmental stormwater improvements as well. And the overall site plan for the project with a renovated building, parking lots, and communal space. I can field any questions that you have on this slide. We are currently in the middle of our HUD review, environmental assessment. We did file a notice of finding of no significant impact, and notice of intent to request release of funds was submitted by town staff. We are in the middle of a 15-day comment period that ends August 17th. On August 18th, we anticipate signing a release of funds to HUD. HUD will respond hopefully in September to issue those funds for us to start using, with a project kickoff date in September, October of 2025. Construction is about an 18-month process, and we have Southway Builders is our contractor that will be starting the work. I can field any questions that you have on this project.
All right, any questions from the board? All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
The next one, item 4B, is the Wendell Athletic Field project update. Mr. Pulaski?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. I'm here to discuss the Wendell Athletic Field Complex project and give you an update on that. So the town of Wendell contracted with CHA Consulting to provide a new sports venue and open space land. That land is adjacent here, right beside the Wendell Town Park, which will make it convenient for all the uses. CHA Consulting is providing construction documents for their scope of work, which includes a natural turf football field to be used by the Wendell Rams organization, a natural turf practice field, which would still be grass field but not lit, and then 3 synthetic turf fields, which would house 3 full-size fields and multiple, if they narrowed them down to a younger age group, to be used for soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, anything like that. So these are the 2 tracks. Track 1 is the track where the new recreation center is scheduled to be constructed. And track 2 is the 25-acre lot for the Wendell Athletic Field Complex there at the end of Industrial Drive. So this is the concept plan for that facility. As you see on the top right, that is the Wendell Rams football and cheer football field. The multi-purpose practice grass field to the left of the parking lot, and then the 3 turf areas there in the middle. And this field will have a connection to the Buffalo Creek Greenway as well. So the funding sources for this project, the total budget for this project was $13 million. The Wake County Tourism Funds that we applied for a couple of years ago, we received $1.8 million in funding for that. And then the town approved bond funds from this past November's election was $11.2. North Carolina Football Club has agreed to fund the turf area lighting. The original plan was not to have those fields lit due to cost. The North Carolina Football Club has agreed to light the 3 multi-purpose fields, the turf fields. So project details, next steps. The 5-field complex will contain grass and synthetic turf fields, and we'll be able to host local, regional, and national tournaments and events. The town is partnering with NCFC, as I mentioned, and the Wendell Rams in cheerleading for the facility usage. Site plan and permitting is underway. Town of Wendell is working with Wake County on the purchase of tracks 1 and 2. I think that's getting pretty close to being finalized. Final design for the project will bid out for fall of 2025, and the construction to begin early 2026. Any questions on the athletic field complex?
Any questions from the board?
Can you explain final design? Like
It's,
what it goes for the next period?
we've come up with designs. We've sat and met with them a couple times. We take those designs back to NCFC, the Wendell Rams. They've all kind of signed off on things that they approved. We take some changes back to the group with CHA. They'll make those changes. And so we're finally to a place where all parties are in agreement with what is in this plan.
Thank you.
Real quick on the lights too. They handle the lights. Obviously, they turn over the ownership and I guess oversight of said lights.
Yeah, and there'll be an agreement with NCFC, a usage agreement between the town and them as well.
Okay.
The town will own everything on the property. They just reimburse us for expense.
Will there be a place for the Wendell Rams to store?
There's a storage
Equipment.
building on that property, yeah.
Okay.
There's a concession stand, there's food truck connections out there as well. NCFC doesn't run a concession stand at their events. They like to bring in food trucks, which is fairly popular now for travel events. But there's a storage, I can go back, let's see. It's not in this picture. It's up toward the top north of that, the end zone. It's just on the other side of that.
I just recall that was important to them.
Yeah,
and
we
I
got
didn't
square
see it.
footage from what they have now, so we're giving
Yeah.
them something very comparable.
I think they're just tired of having all that stuff in their garages.
Yeah.
So, okay. Good, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else from the board? All right, let's move to the Buffalo Creek Greenway update.
All right, Buffalo Creek Greenway. So the town contracted with Surface 678 to provide the concept design for the Buffalo Creek Greenway and the construction drawings for Phase 1, which is the phase that is in Wendell Park. It will be located on 3rd Street and will connect Wendell Falls Parkway and north towards the athletic field complex. It's roughly about 1/8 of a mile long. So this is the concept design for the full length all the way up to Robertson Mill Pond. Down at the bottom, you can see Phase 1 inside the Wendell Park town property. Along the lines, you can see where we're connecting into Carver Elementary. You're getting close into there by Hepzibah Church, Wake Tech, lots of businesses and neighborhoods along the way. And so this is the Phase 1. So you would have a trailhead here, right here by the pickleball courts where the T-ball fields are. And it would also, it does twofold. It gives us a greenway, and it also makes our Wendell Treat Trail more ADA accessible because it will be a paved asphalt trail. So funding sources for this project, with a total budget of $2.9 million for Phase 1. The town approved bond funding, 2.4. And then the State of North Carolina Great Trail State Program, which was a grant that provides funding for new trail development and extension of existing trails in North Carolina. This was a new grant this year that they had provided in correlation with the Great Trail State Program of last year. And the town did receive word last week that we received our $500,000 grant that we turned in, which was very exciting. That is the most amount that you could ask for or be rewarded, so we were good with that for sure. And so the next steps at Carver, the Carver Center at Pleasant Grove. What? Where did I go? Oh, that's it. Okay. So that's the end of that update with Buffalo Creek Greenway. That one's getting really close. We're just kind of waiting on the Stone Arbor finalization on that annexation, or not annexation, but the turning over that town property to the town, which should be getting pretty close as well. So if there's any questions on that project.
Well, congratulations for the grant.
Thank you.
That's outstanding. Anything else from the board?
Just one, Jeff, how often can we apply for that Great Trail?
This
State?
was a one-off. It's not
Okay.
like Pardiff.
Okay.
You know, Pardiff, it's open every year. There's a certain amount. You can reapply once one Pardiff closes out. You generally don't want to apply often, but, you know, you want to wait a few years in between those. This was a one-off, but there is talks of leaving this in very much like Pardiff, is keeping it a yearly grant opportunity for the state of North Carolina, but that has not been locked down yet.
Thank you.
If I can plug for you, we should all, the General Assembly had one-time funding and used that one-time funding to help with this. We should all make sure to express the members of the General Assembly. Appropriations Chairman Kyle Hall, we hope you hear us. We're going to put this money to really good use in it. Obviously, it's something that if we could get the state to continue a trails-type program would be helpful to us as we implement the Greenway.
Do want to clarify, an eighth of a mile or 8/10 of a mile?
8/10 of a mile.
Okay, just want to clarify that, and let's make sure that we say $500,000, because that sounds better than five.
Half a mile.
Good job on that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move into our public hearings. Item 5A is a public hearing for a non-contiguous annexation of approximately .996 acres, PIN number 17748767070, located at 1021 Old Oak Tree Road. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and board members. So the public hearing tonight is for a non-contiguous annexation of that roughly little less than 1 acre located at 1021 Old Oak Tree Road. The applicant, Sarah Markham, submitted for annexation request for the parcel. The applicant submitted building plans to construct a single-family home on the parcel. Parcel is zoned rural residential. Rezoning is not needed. Property is in our ETJ. Municipal water line is located in Old Oak Tree Road right-of-way. We're asking that you hold this public hearing, and then you can see the map there on the side of where the parcel's located, just a little ways south of Wendell Boulevard. I can field any questions you have on the annexation. The applicant is here as well.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing. Any questions from the board? All right, does the applicant want to be heard? Did you say they had a presentation?
There is no presentation. They are here if you have any questions.
Okay. All right, well, any questions from the board for town staff or the applicant? Is there any, do you have one? Is there anyone that's here tonight that would like to speak? Anyone in favor or in opposition of the project? All right, we'll close the public hearing.
Madam Mayor, I got the opportunity to read this one and talk to Sarah previously when she started having a conversation about wanting to build her home here. It's certainly in the middle of Wendell, and I appreciate folks doing good infill development. And with that, I'd move to grant the annexation petition and adopt the attached ordinance.
Okay, so we have a motion to grant the annexation and adopt the attached ordinance. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, welcome to Wendell. We'll move into our administrative items now. Item 6A is International Food and Music Festival road closure and co-sponsorship for Saturday, September 22nd, rain date Sunday, September 28th.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. International Food and Music Festival is back. As the mayor mentioned, the event is scheduled for September 27th with a rain date of September 28th, the next day. The event format is similar to last year. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and is open for the public. So the applicant requests the town approve the temporary closure of South Cypress Street between 2nd and 3rd Streets. Police Department will make necessary announcements as per normal procedures. Site map was included in the packet. St. Eugene has also requested co-sponsorship as they have in the past, which would allow all event fees to be waived. One item of note is this year the event will include a beer tent, which will operate within the existing downtown social district. Alcohol will remain within the event of the beer tent itself. ABC permit premises and no social district beverages will be allowed within that defined area. The event organizer is making plans to meet that criteria. There is a need of also additional police staffing that the town requires with such an event. The town manager will close the social district during the event only within the defined ABC permit area of the beer tent. The social district for the remainder of downtown will remain open and in effect. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions from the board?
Is this the first year of doing a beer tent for this event?
For this event, yes.
Yeah.
What was there a lodge, is there anyone here from, or was there I guess I'm trying to understand, I'm assuming that the beer tent's going to be in Town Square.
Correct.
because that's the only way it would be in the social district between those two sites. And then we're going to attempt to keep, I guess the bigger question is or that I would have is the juice worth the squeeze here? I've actively encouraged Meat on Main and others to we created a social district so that we could have downtown businesses engage in this. I certainly understand and I'm not opposed to the Catholic Church wanting to sell beer in addition to, but I was just trying to understand why it seems like most folks are going away from having to do these extra permits and extra coverage. Did they give any explanation as to why they wanted to add it, or?
My understanding is it's another fundraising effort to support the event.
Commissioner Joyner, my worry was slightly the same. If we're going to bear increased expense for the police, I don't mind waiving a fee. I'm all about events. I get that. I think those things are good for people to do it. It relieves our burden from doing it. I don't mind subsidizing events, especially for nonprofits for good cause. However, if we establish a social district, I was a bit concerned of, we're going to bear additional expense to sort of take away what we put in there.
So let me provide some clarification. I appreciate you bringing up that point. The event organizers will be responsible for paying for the additional police staffing. So the co-sponsorship means that the event fees are waived for rental of the space, the hourly rate that we charge for people who are using public property. Staffing fees are not waived as part of the co-sponsorship. So the event organizer will be responsible for the 2 officers that are required as part of this. So I apologize for not including that in the original information.
Thank you.
So the coverage is to keep the beverages inside the tent and also to keep the social district away from Town Square.
The event organizer will be responsible for making sure beverages don't leave or enter the beer tent. There will be a perimeter around the beer tent, so there is a defined entrance and exit that will be staffed. The police officer presence is to maintain peace for any alcohol event. So they will be at the entire event, not just the entrance and exit of the beer tent.
So, thank you, and I didn't mean to kick off more thoughts than social districts are a relatively new construct within 18B, which is written in a prohibitive nature, so it's kind of hard to make all these lines line up. And my questions weren't intended to limit. I think it's fine that if they want to sell beer, that's completely within their right. There's going to be changes to this area, and so I'm, from my own understanding, just trying to understand the lines crisscrossing. I would say in the future that I think for our downtown nonprofits and folks that are trying to fundraise, that our downtown business owners, and I'll give you an example here in a few minutes with Restaurant Week, but are engaged, and if there's ways to partner, that might be next year the Catholic Church gets coupons or, well, that's also prohibitive in alcohol law. But you can see where there could be a partnership in the future where both parties could benefit and there could be less resources required of both the church and everyone involved. And I'm happy to continue to ponder that. I will do it inside my own head in the future. And with that, Madam Mayor, I'm happy to make a motion.
I have a quick question. So is the social district going to still be in effect on the square?
Yes,
So they're just going to have their tent area?
correct.
Basically, you can't have 2 ABC permits overlap each other.
Right.
So they have to define their special event ABC
you're gonna
area, and everything else in the social district will be the social district.
Including the square?
And I will close the social district within the ABC permit, whatever that defined area is on their event permit.
I think it's all going to be legal, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready. When you
Madam Mayor, I moved we adopt the temporary closure and co-sponsorship request for the International Food Festival.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion to adopt the temporary closure and co-sponsorship request for the International Food Festival. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. All right, thank you. Item 6B is a downtown improvement grant for 31 North Main downtown for Tannenbaum LLC, Rob Lee.
Yep. Good evening, Mayor and board members. Next to last item is Downtown Improvement Grant. Otherwise, we refer to it as DIG for 31 North Main Street. The request was made by Rob Lee, who is here in attendance. So he submitted for the grant. Just to give you a little background, a special use permit was granted to allow for a dance studio, indoor recreation on this property last year. The applicant's proposing a full renovation of the building. Grant application is for windows, doors, paint and brick work, brick and mortar work, fire suppression, sprinklers, and steel beams to activate the second floor. The applicant will be installing things like new electric service as well, which is not part of the grant. The applicant has been issued an interior demolition permit to begin work on the site, which has occurred. Previously, the second floor of this building was only able to be utilized for storage as there was not appropriate access or sprinklers in the building. The photos you see there are from the applicant. The building is, the demo work has been underway and additional work. Just to give you a little bit over the Downtown Improvement Grant, these are eligible uses. You can see there we have a list within that red and yellow area within our downtown, not just the DMX, but it's also the grant area includes the yellow, which is the future kind of downtown boundary identified in Blueprint Wendell 2030. This grant was, the DIG was created from the original facade program. This now includes a lot more work that can be done inside and outside of buildings, activating the second floor, creating new commercial spaces, also for paint, window work, architectural features, new awnings, all of that can be, there's a scoring system we'll go over in a minute. The applicant is preparing exterior painting work, brick and mortar repair, new windows, doors, fire suppression, steel beams to help activate that second floor. Purpose of the grant, the building does need to be older than 10 years old, which this building qualifies. No other grants have been given for this applicant. As I mentioned earlier, the demolition permit was granted for interior and the creation of some bathrooms for the dance studios. Work has begun on demolition and non-grant funded activities. It does contain capital improvements. If granted, an agreement will be created, which is a requirement of Tier 4 grants must sign an agreement. We did one of those recently with Bello Butcher, which was also our first Tier 4 grant program in the downtown. As you can see here, Tier 4 is up to a maximum of $50,000. You have to score 15 or more points. The project is a Tier 4 by staff and the applicant. The applicant is requesting $50,000, which is the maximum for a Tier 4 project. You can see here's the scoring matrix. Exterior painting is a point. Improvement of facades. You got repairs and replacements of windows and doors. Repair and replacement of facade materials. Second and third story activation is 12 points. So you can see the applicant, based on their description, meets more than 15 points to be a Tier 4. Applicant did provide an application, photos of the structure, existing conditions. We did get some materials related to estimates, a variety of estimates for the work for the project. Town staff did review it. It did go to the Downtown Development Commission last month, and they did recommend approval. Let's see, applicant does have, if this is approved, 12 months to complete the project with up to a 6-month extension. Funding is reimbursed once work is complete. Just to remind everyone, we are not giving out money at the beginning of a project. We reimburse you from when the project is completed. Building permits and inspections would occur throughout this project. Staff is recommending approval. Just to give you a little background on the project, you can see those two photos. They are going to be doing work on the front facade, which faces Main Street, and the back of the building, which is not a lot. We have not seen a lot of projects that have worked on the alley of a project. So the applicant stated the work is over $600,000 total for the project. The estimates we received for the grant eligible work is $191,000. It is a Tier 4, eligible up to $50,000 for reimbursement. So it meets the requirements of the town policy. Just to give you a little background, fiscal year 2026 budget, we do have $50,000 in there for the Downtown Improvement Grant Program. A previously approved grant project from 2025 has now been completed at 16 East 3rd Street. They did windows and doors. They have been reimbursed $5,000 of that $50,000. We also, you all approved in fiscal 2025, the Bello Butcher project, which is eligible for $25,500. And so just making you aware that we will come back to you with a budget amendment to add more funding for this downtown improvement grant program at a future time. You'll see a budget amendment. And as I did mention, the Downtown Development Committee did meet Wednesday, July 23rd, and recommended approval of their grant request. Rob and Ginger Lee are here to answer any questions you have, and I can field them as well.
Okay, any questions from the board?
Quick statement, Madam Mayor.
Oh, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm a supporter of density downtown foot traffic, and I guess I could call this dance traffic, if you will, no pun intended. But anytime we activate a second floor, I think that's money well spent. Anytime we have a destination draw, I think that's money well spent, and I support this project. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yep.
I'll just say I've got a daughter who takes dance there, but I want to tell the why we do this, and then the why that like you didn't see, at least my eyes or Dr. Lutz or the mayor's bat when Brian said I'm going to bring back a budget amendment on the money later. Like what you guys have already done 2 this year and you're over budget. For a long time, we wanted to put the money aside and try to like recruit the thing or like make the thing better. And so we put money aside. And then it was, we need to put a program in place, and we'll start on the front. You have to put the program out there, and you have to let it sit out there, and you have to guess. You have to hope that it's going to come in the budget year. But there's been years that we didn't approve any, and that money rolled back in. I appreciate the Lees in this process, and I appreciate our town staff in this process, but there was several decisions made about our downtown and how we can make it better. The Lees chose to, they're going to have a lot of property downtown here shortly. But at the end of the day, if Miss Ginger decides that she never wants to teach dance classes again, this property is improved in a way that it hasn't been in its history. And so Bello Butcher started from where Cannon's ended. There's been a couple restaurants that have gone in and out of the building on what is now Ashendale because those investments got made, and you can put a restaurant in there now. So guess what replaces the restaurant that leaves the restaurant? These are improvements for our downtown, and a lot of times it looks like it is a lot of money. But I'm excited about continuing to protect the bones of downtown, and certainly appreciate our staff working hard to find ways to help folks that are trying to do that. It's certainly well noticed all around, and I'm happy to make a motion whenever you're ready, Madam Mayor.
Okay. I'm excited about it too. I had forgotten this would be the third. I had forgotten one of them. So it gets the budget seasons start to run together. And I do remember a time when we didn't have people interested. And there are a lot of years when the timing works out that there's not. So there's some years it's kind of a feast or famine thing. And I'll take the feast. Well, that way we'll ride through the famine when that happens. But I'm excited to have people wanting to invest in our town, to remain in our downtown, and be part of our community. So I'm excited to see it, and I can't wait to see it when it's finished and come check it out. Anyone else have anything they'd like to add?
I would just, as your budget officer, say that y'all specifically gave me direction as your budget officer in past and current budgets to make sure something was funded there, but to always bring projects back after.
We
So
did,
this was a discussed and anticipated amendment.
yeah. We don't want to leave
Ask
things
the
on the
current
table.
board.
We want to make sure, we anticipate that. It's not unexpected.
It's nice, I think we have probably at this point, most buildings in downtown have been somewhat
Yeah,
touched, renovated, improved, at least
Yep.
since I started here too, so which is kind of a good feeling too, so.
yeah.
This is great. Like I said, we can keep a good business like the dance studio, which brings, I know, so many families to town, keep them bringing to town. And I like that they've thought about how to handle the crowds that come through there and using the space, so absolutely.
Yep, exciting. All right. Do we have a motion?
Madam Mayor, I move we approve the downtown development grant, or downtown improvement grant.
Okay, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Or 30 North Main.
We have a motion to improve the downtown improvement grant for 31 North Main Street. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. All right, let's move to item 6C, Universal Chevrolet mural at 105 North Main Street.
Good evening, Mayor and board members. We're asking you to make a motion to either approve or deny the requested mural for 105 North Main Street, Universal Chevy. Paul White of Universal Chevrolet has submitted a mural that would be located along the 4th Street side at the intersection of Main Street. Mr. White is here in attendance and can answer any questions you have as well. The proposed mural is 16 feet in height and 35 feet in width. The mural is being proposed on a side wall that primarily faces 4th Street. The mural, as you see there, does contain an image of a car, a scenic roadway scene that includes fields, a fence, and a cloudy sky. The artist is Marnie Buchkowski, and we'll give you, the applicant's not requesting any town funds for this project. The sign located in the upper right-hand corner of the image would need to obtain a sign permit and is not part of the mural. So just to give you a little background on our murals, no mural shall be added to the primary facade. From a staff perspective, this is on the side wall. It's not the primary wall of the building. And so murals are not intended to be placed on a residential structure. This is a commercial structure. The mural is not expected to extend more than 6 inches from the plane of the wall. It does not contain a name of a business. It does contain a car with the car symbol, which will be added, which you didn't see in that image. The proposed mural must be recommended by the Appearance Commission and a final decision by this board. The Appearance Commission did meet and recommend approval of the mural with the car emblem on the hood. And the Appearance Commission met on June 2nd and recommended approval. Just to give you an overall, the building at 105 North Main Street is not located within the town of Wendell's National Register Historic District, and a nearby mural across the street was completed at Cat Daddy's building as well. So there's a lot of mural activity, also a lot of building renovation activity going on right now. So I can field any questions you have on the mural. Mr. White is here as well if he'd like to add any comments.
Okay, any questions from the board, comments?
Brian, will it just be like the regular Ford oval?
A Ford oval? Yes, I'm sure it will be. I think that's very
Objection.
appropriate. Maybe a Honda symbol. I'm not, I think, I just, yeah.
Anything else? Now that you've terrorized somebody in the,
I think I just lost a bet.
You're right, it came out, it's antique, it's not corrupt.
Madam Mayor, if that car is an antique, I won't speak to it. Never mind.
yeah,
Um,
where'd that go?
It is, I mean, you know, you're always telling me, you're not that old. Glad to see murals added to our downtown and certainly happy to make a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Move we approve the mural request.
We have a motion to approve the mural request at 105 North Main Street. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. Item 6D is a fee in lieu request for a portion of funding for the intersection improvements on Wendell Falls Parkway at Taylor Road and Douglas Falls Drive necessary due to a commercial development.
Good evening, Mayor and board members. We're asking you to consider a motion to approve a fee in lieu request for a portion of funding for the intersection of Wendell Falls Parkway and Taylor Road, as well as Wendell Falls Parkway and Douglas Falls Drive. The updated Wendell Falls traffic impact analysis is under review. The updated TIA focuses on Wendell Valley Boulevard, but also does contain other nearby intersections such as Wendell Falls Parkway, Taylor, and Douglas Falls is included in that. The proposed Chick-fil-A location at the intersection of Wendell Falls Parkway and Douglas Falls Drive has progressed in site plan review, and they would like to start construction in the near future. They are proposing to pay a fee in lieu for the intersection improvements needed in the future before the updated TIA is completed. Typically, development cannot occur until that TIA is updated or they have paid a fee in lieu for some of those improvements. Based on the future traffic counts, the proposed Chick-fil-A would generate about 12% of the overall traffic at both intersections. The improvements are a right turn lane from Taylor Road onto eastbound Wendell Falls Parkway and a traffic signal at the intersection of Wendell Falls Parkway and Douglas Falls Drive. The developer is proposing a fee in lieu of roughly almost $122,000 towards the cost of those improvements based on what they create the traffic count at that intersection. They are actually giving us a little more than 12% of the cost of those improvements. We're getting 18%. The town staff does recommend accepting the fee in lieu. Approval of the request would permit these funds to be used by the town to support road improvements and would allow Chick-fil-A to start construction in the near future before the TIA is wrapped up. I can field any questions you have on this.
All right, any questions from the board?
I just have a couple questions. I'm sorry, this one just seemed kind of weird to me. Can you explain a little bit more kind of, is this just so they can get their development happening faster?
Yeah, so the Wendell Falls TIA update is required by the PUD language for Wendell Valley Boulevard, but then also includes other nearby intersections. And until that document is finalized through DOT and the town, projects like Chick-fil-A, which are part of that TIA, the additional traffic counts, cannot start construction until those road improvements are either under construction or the TIA is approved. And so they would like to move quicker than that. And so they're paying a portion of those two improvements that their project would impact.
Okay. Okay. That helps me out.
Follow-up question. I guess, does this assume I hate to say the worst-case scenario, but in layman's terms, they would pay what their impact would be in advance?
Correct.
So if the TIA came back and it was more so, are we able to capture that?
There's an estimate for a large restaurant generator at 12% of traffic for that site, and they're paying 17 to 18% of a very fiscally conservative cost estimate for those improvements.
Okay. Okay.
We've factored in some amount of,
You've got a little wiggle room?
yes.
Okay. And one more question. Where's the right turn only coming? I understand the signalization may be Douglas Falls. Where's the right turn only?
So when you are leaving, let's say you're leaving Publix and you would like to either turn east or westbound onto the Parkway. Currently, right now, there are 2 left turn lanes heading towards the interstate and 1 lane that goes straight across towards Starbucks, and that also lane serves as the right turn lane. The additional right-only turn lane would be built where there's currently a sidewalk and things would have to be
Okay.
adjusted.
We get an extra lane. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Anything else from the board? Okay, do we have a motion?
Madam Mayor, I move we approve the fee in lieu of request for a portion of funding on Wendell Falls Parkway intersection improvements, including the installation of a turn lane in the intersection of Old Taylor Road and traffic signals at Douglas Falls.
All right, thank you. We have a motion to approve the fee in lieu request. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move into our other business. We have one tonight, update on board committees by town board members. Wendell Fire Department Board of Directors.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Fire Department Board of, tongue-tied. The Fire Department Board of Directors met last week.
Ford Mustang still got him.
And working through, received a new truck and just had firefighters come off the probationary process as well as new firefighters start. So it is a cool time. Historically, we have not had one academy follow the next academy follow the next, and that has been a cool thing to see. That's all I have.
All right. Move right into our commissioners' comments and stay with you, Commissioner Joyner.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight was a cool night to see all those updates kind of all together. Timing-wise, I was going to mention earlier when Dr. Perrin prayed, he prayed like he sat up here before because he worried about the same things that you worry about in his prayer. And I explained the funding or my decision on why we do downtown improvement grants and why I think they're really great earlier. And if you hear me start trying to over-explain things, in the coming months. It's because I'm real proud of where we are, and I'm real proud of Pleasant Grove happening and Buffalo Creek happening and Miss Ginger building downtown. It's really cool to see all this stuff. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Commissioner Lutz?
Yeah, I'll just kind of echo those comments. It's just kind of fun meeting to kind of see the cool developments that's coming in, and sometimes it's the fun stuff. So greenways and trails and new businesses, or not business, but renovations and that kind of stuff. Although I know it's not fun for Rob and Ginger so much right now, but it's fun to see the activity happening. So
It's going to be great. All right, thank you. Commissioner Honeycutt?
I recall years ago where Commissioner Joyner said you got to work the plan. And I think that it's nice to have a steady hand at the tiller. I think you have worked the plan. And I think the town manager, and I don't bring you up a lot, but I think the town manager has worked the plan for us and for you. And I know that, I don't want to pull the jewel out from the mayor here, but, you know, getting a grant for $500,000 is just one aspect of working that plan. And I think that it takes a great leader to do it. And we've got a great head football coach and the town manager and a great staff, and I go on down the list. But I appreciate what you guys do. I know Commissioner Joyner says it a lot, but we probably don't say it. You can say it every night, and it's nice. The mayor said it was so at her presentation, and I'm sure she'll bring this up, but how happy she was not to hoot and holler and be as proud as she was, and she's got a right to do so. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Deloach?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do want to take this opportunity to thank the Lees. Appreciate what you're doing in downtown, investing. You guys have been here a while, and it's really cool to see you moving up. It's a cool place. Would like a cutout though with like a little plexiglass so I can see what's happening inside. So, but thank you. And you know, we spend a great deal of time just talking about how great it is here, and how we encourage people to invest in what we're doing. And there are people that are going to move here and that are going to be a part of our town. They're going to love it just as much as we do, if not more. So let's keep encouraging that. If you're in downtown and you're struggling trying to figure out what you're going to do, there are plenty of people with the time, money, and effort that are willing. And these are not, you know, you hear about the outsiders coming in. There are plenty of people right here that love it. So anyway, enough about that. Thank you.
Real quickly, I want to remind everybody that this week is the Wendell Chamber is holding Restaurant Week. And if you haven't been, it's really fun. You could go on, I would recommend you go on the Chamber's website or go on their social media, and you can find it. I just pulled it up. It took 2 seconds. And you can find all the information and then go around. And I think you can, if you have kids, you can get something stamped. Oh, here's a flyer, very handy, thank you. And they will stamp the back of it, and I believe you're eligible for some prizes if you get a lot of stamps, which is fun for kids, but it's an effort to encourage people to check out places maybe they haven't been before. So I would urge you to check them out. We have a lot of great places here to eat, a lot of great places to hang out with friends. So I hope that you will do that this week. What Commissioner Honeycutt was talking about, the town manager and I and the planning director were invited to speak to the Raleigh Wake Home Builders Association last week. And I was laughing and making fun of ourselves about how we did so great and how proud I was to be there and all the things that we got to tell all of them. So, and we did a really good job, and Wendell's doing really well, and I'm very proud of that. So that's what he was talking about. And I'm not going to elaborate and say as much as I did that he heard me say, but anyhow, I was very proud of all we've accomplished. So, all right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right,